After years of using the Dragon Balls, Goku and his friends were unaware of the negatives that came with them. Something so magical would obviously have to have drawbacks, but it wasn't until the Shadow Dragons were released that the full magnitude of this problem was realized. Omega Shenron is thought to be at the top of all pre-Dragon Ball Super enemies in terms of power, so how could anyone imagine a threat more dangerous than him? This is a continuation of a story by young GG called Dragon Ball AF, and when we last left off, Frieza's son Aiz has been born, and after setting his sights on Earth, he begins picking apart the Z Fighters, and even Super Saiyan 4 Gohan and Vegeta prove no match for him in his ultimate form. But then, after the death of his daughter Pan, something happens to Gohan. If you want to keep up with more awesome stories just like this one, be sure to go join the Dragon Ball Fan Manga Facebook page down below and subscribe here for more. After this miraculous transformation into a Super Saiyan 5, Vegeta is stunned at how much power Gohan still had inside of him. This huge increase in power is enough for Gohan to completely topple Aiz, who seemingly can't even lay a finger on Gohan, much less keep up with him. This new transformation has seemed to awaken bloodlust in Gohan, who almost looks as if he's enjoying beating Aiz into the ground. Back on the Supreme Kai's planet, Elder Kai explains that Gohan's anger has released his hidden power, transforming him into a Super Saiyan 5. He says that when Gohan forcefully became a Super Saiyan 4, his potential began to leak, and after witnessing Pan's death, this new transformation was born. At this point, Aiz is pretty shaken up at how strong Gohan is, and he decides to use his full power in order to take out not only all of the Z Fighters, but the planet itself. Aiz pours all of his energy into a supernova like Death Ball, but Gohan's resolve is stronger than ever after the death of Pan. Aiz launches his final attack, but Gohan prepares one of his own and without hesitation, launches a Super Kamehameha right into his attack. Gohan's power has reached an untapped area in the Dragon Ball multiverse, and even this full power attack by Aiz is reduced to nothing in the face of a Super Saiyan 5, and thus, he's completely destroyed. After the battle, Gohan has expended most of his energy and he can't even maintain his Super Saiyan 5 form anymore, but they have won. However, he immediately burst into tears because just because Aiz is gone doesn't bring back Pan. Once they all get back to the lookout to be healed by Dende, Oob wakes up and he's pretty much missed the whole fight, so he has no idea how Gohan defeated Aiz, but then he sees what's happened to Pan and he understands. Gohan asks Dende if there's any way they can use the Dragon Balls, but before he can even reply, the Elder Kai speaks to all of them telepathically from his planet. He says that in short, right now they're unable to use the Dragon Balls, and then goes on to explain what actually happened with the Shadow Dragons. He basically explains that when Goku fought Omega Shenron 3 years prior, he actually died, and when this happened, he made a deal with Shenron and gave him his body in order to return to attempt to defeat Omega Shenron one last time. Of course, Goku accepted these conditions, and with the strength of the Eternal Dragon granting him one last try, he went on to defeat Omega Shenron, and afterwards, the negative energy was sealed back inside the Dragon Balls, with Goku's positive energy acting as a seal. In short, the Elder Kai says that Goku is in an eternal battle with the negative energy within the Dragon Balls by himself. He says that if they were to use the Dragon Balls again, a Shadow Dragon many times stronger than Omega Shenron will be released, and as they are now, none of them are strong enough to defeat him. Trunks says that Gohan should be able to defeat anyone now because he is a Super Saiyan 5, and the Elder Kai actually agrees, but unfortunately, Gohan can no longer reach that level of power. It's explained that when Gohan ascended to Super Saiyan 5, it was a miracle because he was in such a state of excitation and bloodlust that the limits of his body were lifted and his true potential was released, and since Ice is dead, he'll no longer be able to tap into that state of emotion. However, the Elder Kai isn't giving up just yet. He says that he'll train both Gohan and Vegeta, and the goal is for both of them to be able to transform into Super Saiyan 5s. If the training is a success and they can master the Super Saiyan 5 transformation, their plan is to break the seal on the Dragon Balls, purposely releasing the Shadow Dragon. But it seems that Dende has another idea. Instead of intentionally releasing a Shadow Dragon even stronger than Omega Shenron, Dende asks if it would be a good idea to use the Namekian Dragon Balls to wish Pan back, but the Elder Kai says that that would be an even worse idea than releasing the one in Earth Dragon Balls because Porunga is actually much stronger than Shenron, so that in turn would mean that the negative energy is much stronger as well. And if that negative energy were to be released, an evil dragon beyond comprehension will as well. Elder Kai can't help but admit that he doesn't want to do this in the first place, but since they would more than likely use the Dragon Balls regardless of him, he would rather help instead. This is now a test for all of the protectors of Earth. To be able to deal with the impending threat of the new Shadow Dragons, they must all surpass their limits now. And as everyone heads off to train once more, a new threat is getting anxious in the underworld. That's where I'm gonna cut it for today, guys. Tomorrow is moving day for me. I don't know if you can hear a slight echo in my room, but everything is out of here. I might not have internet until the weekend, so if I'm not able to go live when it happens, I want to say thank you all so much for 100,000 subs. This is a milestone that means so much, and it sucks that I probably will be on the road when it happens, but I appreciate all of you guys so much, and thank you all for sticking by me and changing my life. I love you all. Have a great day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.